Hello.
Hi.
How's everyone doing?
Oh, there's game volume.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you?
I just mowed the lawn. I'm very sore.
Did you become thick?
What?
Did you become thick from mowing the lawn? Did
What?
mowing the lawn make you?
What?
Jokes only Zero will get.
What?
Huh? Huh, cat? Huh?
Oh.
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 I need to make that a video, like just like the cat like staring and then going, huh?
Huh?
And then just make that a GIF. Huh? I really should do that. Let's see. I need to do this. I need to put in my
What do you
collab
need to
command
do?
so that I can watch your stream while I
My
stream.
stream.
We all stream for iStream.
Yay.
I have a thing.
Thing.
Spell that right?
Blah.
Yes, I did. Bam.
Oh.
Yeah.
The best princess.
Yes.
Wow.
You are number one. And if you ever became corrupt and told us to go to war, I'd question it for a little bit, but then I'd be like, all right.
Okay, good.
I wouldn't question it, so.
The full extent of questioning would be like me going to you, be like, do you think this is a good idea?
Let's be realistic, I'd be going home for it.
I feel like your answer would be, kill them all. But okay.
No, I feel like that'd be mine, not Sky's.
That's what I said.
Oh.
And I'd be like, okay, I see we've lost all humanity. All right, cool.
You have to have it to lose it.
Look, you gotta.
You're half.
You're
a dragon lady.
Half.
Eggs and omelets and stuff.
Well, I guess you're really just a full dragon. You just have a human-looking form.
There ain't no half here.
I'm a half. Half cat girl, half cyborg. I'm part Robert.
Hot Robert. Not to be confused with Robert cheese.
What?
What? What?
I'm referencing an earlier conversation about cheese sauces. God damn it!
Well, yeah, but you didn't call it rabbit cheese.
Wait,
we called
what
it
the fuck?
rarebit and Welsh rabbit.
Oh my God.
I got an error message saying I reached my daily limit. Add a phone number on Twitter. I'm like, I already have that. What?
What?
Twitter? What's wrong with you?
It's
Twitter.
Twitter.
Go home. You're
It answers
drunk.
its own question.
Seriously, Twitter. Go home. You're drunk.
Twitter, who hurt you? Oh, never mind. I know who hurt you.
We know who hurt Twitter.
Yeah.
Who continues to hurt Twitter.
His name rhymes with dusk. And it's much grosser. Oh God, could you imagine Elon's Musk? Oh.
Why?
All right, everyone. This has been a nice stream.
Well, good night, everyone.
I am too sober for this conversation.
I'm not mentally equipped. Wife, where's my weed?
Yeah, yell for your wife to get you.
Wife, give me a drink, stat.
And with that, the stream has been primered.
Yay. We're ready to do things.
Now, what you two are
Let me
throwing
check
up?
on my pizza. I gotta Papa track my pizza order. Hang on. It's on its way. Holy shit.
Oh shit!
Is Bo in the house? Did you order a couple of sody pops?
Did you order through DoorDash?
No,
This was DoorDash?
it was DoorDash. No, I went through the Papa John's app.
Is this what you ordered?
Yeah. I mean, you got yourself a whole medium. Oh wait, what the? Oh yeah, that's Parmesan. Yeah, girl, Parmesan. Okay.
Take that.
Is there a cappuccino in there?
Thank you.
Saved your life.
Bye, Sage.
Zero from say hi. Yay, food.
Food. I'll be eating after stream.
Enjoy your greasy
Mhm.
pizza. You
I
heathen.
got Parmesan garlic boneless wings, so
Yeah,
I will.
enjoy your wings. I already had wings.
Okay.
I already had wangs in my mouth.
But were they garlic Parmesan wangs?
No, I got Cajun buffalo.
Ew, buffalo.
They're dry rubbed with Cajun and then have buffalo sauce on them.
I don't understand the appeal of buffalo. I'll
You
be
don't
honest.
like buffalo?
We have been over this multiple times. No, I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, I also don't like ketchup, and people find that weird.
I'm with you on that. I don't like
Eh.
ketchup. I mean, I'll deal with it if it's there, but like I'm not gonna be like, oh yes, ketchup, please.
It's not my go-to sauce, but I don't mind it.
I opened my phone to do some of the promotion, and the last thing I saw I had open was my mom with those fucking emojis.
Like I'll generally go for like a ranch or a barbecue or something like that before I'll go
Mhm.
for ketchup.
Ugh, I just can't stand ketchup. It's gross to me.
I also despise mayo.
Oh, same.
Oh, you guys don't like
Can't do it.
mayo? I love mayonnaise.
No.
No.
I love mayonnaise.
Mayo and the so-called salads that people use to make.
Yeah, those aren't salads.
They are not.
One, you don't make friends with salad, and two, those are not salads. You can't just put macaroni and mayo in a bowl and call it salad.
Please approach
Okay.
with
No jump scares?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
Why are one of the cats getting scared?
No, she's just about to watch a scary movie. She said, make sure that I don't jump scare her in the hallway by accident.
Okay, good luck.
What's she watching?
I don't know.
Sage, what are you watching?
I mean, you can just ask her in the chat.
Sage! I'll ask her on fucking TikTok, I guess, because she's been liking my TikToks. I'm like, what are you doing on my page? I'm like a stunned cat. Like, what are you doing here?
I mean, you've been sharing TikToks from your own account, so yeah. Or not, well, not from your account, but whenever you from your account when you share a TikTok, it links it to your account.
Oh, well,
Like when
that's
Sage does hers, it links her account, or when Sky does hers, it links Sky's account.
oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
does it just start showing my TikToks to her then when I send them?
Probably.
I mean, she can probably find them from him. From
I mean, that's
the
so
link.
that's so weird. TikTok, you shouldn't do that.
I
It's
agree,
always
that's
done
weird,
that.
TikTok.
TikTok, that's weird. Don't do that. It's really weird. Don't do that.
Like, at least on mobile it does that. I don't know if it does that on... It doesn't seem like it does it on desktop.
Okay. I'm at
Then again, it could just because I don't have a
Yubto.
TikTok account.
I can't share TikToks outside of Discord to people because it requires a TikTok account now, unless
Weird.
you share it on Discord.
What?
So my brother and his wife don't believe in TikTok, and I tried to send a funny cat video to his wife, and she's like, I don't have TikTok installed. And I'm like, oh. She doesn't use Discord either, so.
Ah.
That's why I'm like, it has to be through... If I do it through Discord, it works. If I do it through another app, which I'm not going to name, it does not work.
I mean, if not for Sage liking this and TikToks all the time, I wouldn't be interacting with TikTok, period. So,
Fair.
That is fair.
That's pretty much the extent of my TikTok.
mhm.
Like, I had a TikTok account, but then, like, it started showing, like, family members, like, following my social, like, my Guitar Princess socials, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, it does
No,
that for
no,
me.
no.
But my
Shut that
parents
the
don't
fuck
understand
down.
what a TikTok is, so I'm okay. And they wouldn't even bother looking into my socials. They don't care. Hello?
Hmm?
Yes.
Okay, my headset just beeped. Like, I was like, what?
Oh.
Like, I lost
Battery might
connection.
be
I'm like,
low.
what? No, I'm still here.
Is battery low, maybe?
Did the battery die?
Sorry, I got distracted by hot women on Tumblr.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, that's a fairly common thing with Tumblr.
Huh? Oh my
What?
god, headset, what are you doing? Hello?
Oh, I thought he was
Hi.
doing a bit.
No, I need to get closer to my computer. I don't know why. This headset, for some reason, cuts out. Even though I'm like a meter away from the frickin' receiver.
That's weird.
Sometimes it's fine. Like yesterday when I was cleaning my room, I was watching episodes of One Piece while I was cleaning my room, and it was fine. And now today, I'm a little bit more than a meter away from my PC, and it disconnects. I'm like, what's your problem, headset?
The hell?
It's plugged into power, so it's not like it's a power issue. But yeah, I need to stop looking at hot women on Tumblr.
Okay.
I mean, that
For
or
now.
stop being easily distracted.
For now. For now.
Oh, that's right. We were fast forwarding. Or I was fast forwarding last night after the stream ended because I was going to be like, we don't need to watch all this again on stream. I'll just fast
Good.
forward to the part where we're not at again.
I'm gonna try
And then,
this.
like, right in the middle of this room, it like started doing another story that like we didn't get before.
So I got this drink, this like gamer drink from
Mhm.
Advanced, who may or may not be sponsoring me, to see if I don't fall asleep tonight in the middle of the stream. So it's kind of like an energy drink. I'm gonna see what this watermelon one is any good. Ah,
Ah,
yeah, it's pretty good.
Ah,
Oh, that tastes like watermelon candy.
interesting.
Ooh, I like that.
Watermelon.
I'm not gonna give the codes out tonight. I'll do that another night when I'm not streaming with y'all.
okay.
Okay, so we're back on the game screen. Is audio going?
Mhm.
Audio
It's
is
just quiet.
active.
It's just quiet? Okay.
Mhm.
Just
It's
making
set
sure.
at the same place it's been. So
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
you ready?
Ready. Did we do this one already?
No, I was fast forwarding at the end of last time just so we didn't have to I didn't have to stream the escape room again.
Right.
But then it like right, but then it's like all of a sudden in the middle of the escape room, it's like, hey, different story. So so I guess they're talking about an experiment? There we go.
I'm assuming it's probably the experiment that Clover was referring to in the other timeline.
Maybe? I don't remember.
Should I be reading
this
these, or did I
was.
already read these?
You didn't read them.
You did
though.
not
Do you want to
read
read
these.
them?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of experiments,
Santa suddenly stopped.
there was this experiment some scientists did with rats. Is this me reading this?
I guess, yeah.
First, they took a squarish C-shaped tank, that's an oxymoron, and filled it with enough water that rats could drown. The tank has two exits, A and B. Exit A is a pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything. Exit B, however, is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
There was a moment of silence after Santa posed the question, and then Ace responded.
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified. Which means the rats can't get out that way. After a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A.
I can't say that's very interesting or relevant.
Damn.
It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment.
You're right, it isn't very interesting. Yet. Oh,
No, it's
You
just
would
not
get-
interesting. I
yet.
think it's just you.
Yet.
No, I think you've just got a fucked up sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's still user.
These scientists repeated this experiment over and over using hundreds of different rats over several generations. This produced some surprising results. With each generation of rats, they took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A, even without attempting to go to exit B. But even that wasn't the most impressive thing. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in the second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial experiment. These rats were not related to the rats used in the first experiment, and had never ever come in contact with them, and yet, rats, we are the rats, sorry. They all easily found their way to exit A, as though they already knew. Sorry, I've said rats so many times already tonight. What did it mean?
Are you suggesting something like telepathy? They
No,
were passing
telepathy.
information to one another through some undetectable medium.
Ace looked skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know?
It's your fucking story!
I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that the story's true, and if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to
You
hear
don't
it.
know it's true, you don't even know why they did it. Ellipses.
Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. We gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
I'm pretty sure she's already unconscious, but okay.
Without waiting for a response, he turned around and started walking. Junpei, however, wasn't quite ready to leave the topic alone.
Hey, wait! There's something I want to ask you.
Santa stopped and turned around.
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used the dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
Ah, yes. Important, I guess. Santa gave a grim bark of a laugh.
You know the word emergency comes from the same root as the word as emerge. You ever think about that?
No, why the fuck would I?
Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out or appear or rise out of something else. So what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
No, blind panic.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need to. you need. Sorry.
Oh, in an emergency, your real potential emerges? Sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, have you heard of adrenaline, like people getting adrenaline rushes and stuff when they're
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So stuff like that can. I don't know what the exact thing is because I'm not a scientist, but like studies have shown that like humans who get like if you get an adrenaline rush, it can heighten some of your senses and some
Oh yeah,
of
no,
your like
I've heard
physicality.
insane
Oh,
stories about
absolutely.
this. Like, I'm
Like
not questioning what he's talking about. I'm just playing for the bit. But yeah, no.
yeah, like technically humans are limited by what they can do from their own strength because if they use 100% of their strength, they would hurt themselves.
They would rip their muscles from their bone.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if I punched you with 100% of my strength, it would hurt. I would shatter my hand before it would do any damage.
Yes. Even the
there's-
strongest people in the world, I think, don't even use 50%.
They can't. Our brain limits it. But there
Yeah.
are ways to go past those limiters if you tell the brain to. The nervous system stops us because, like, it's gonna hurt. That's the point of the nervous system is to make you feel pain so that you don't do that and destroy your body. That's why people who have like nerve damage, if they can't feel it when they do things, like they have no limit and they can really hurt themselves. So
Right.
I think that's kind of what he's getting at. Like when your push comes to shove and the adrenaline goes up, your limiters go down a little bit so that you can be stronger and you won't feel pain because the adrenaline is making you,
I mean, it's basically an
Right.
anesthetic, so yeah.
Yeah. And so you'll feel it afterwards, obviously, but like in the moment, you're less likely to feel it because the adrenaline's so high that your body is compensating for what the pain's going to be. So that's what I think he's getting at least. I don't know. I tried to have a smart moment, and I don't know if I did.
If I were to hazard a guess, I think he's just more so the scientists are testing to see what options the rats will choose in a blind panic, and they're testing to see if it spans like generational trauma does, and if they'll be able to tell instinctively, okay, no, thanks, because rats are also a very community built, or not community, very social creatures. So I'm not sure if they kept them separated or anything like that, but they're basically, I think, testing to see if rats will learn even without any direct contact from their previous experience with the experiment itself, which is what
And
he's
the fact that
getting
they're
at here.
doing an identical experiment further, like somewhere else, is testing morphogenetic fields.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's why the rats
Like the whole morphogenetic fields is bullshit, but otherwise, yeah, it's something I could actually see as an experiment.
That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge. Merge some inspiration into your face. What?
Junpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his
I
head was
wish. It's
aching,
fucking hot here.
and his stomach felt strange. I've got my fan on. I'm really hot.
I do too, but I had to turn it down because I could hear it blowing into my mic feedback. And that was distracting me.
Ellipses. Okay. What were we doing? Okay, this is the down because I didn't want to do this again on stream. Da 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 ba da ba ba da ba. Okay, put the thing on the winch and the thing. So now I gotta go.
Put the wig on the pig.
What?
No.
Put the.
Say yeah. Say.
This drink is delicious. Yeah. It literally just tastes like watermelon candy, but there's no sugar in it.
Oh yes. Now this was lowered. Now I have this. Now I can put it in the box.
Okay.
Yay.
Oh, we already did all this.
Yep. Don't worry. Can't skip anything that
Right.
hasn't been said.
Right.
Right.
That's
course.
clever use of the game.
Hmm?
Not good for speedrunners, but
Yes.
good for us.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But it depends on if a speedrun restriction would require you to use a entirely blank slate, or if you'd just be doing all routes in the speedrun.
True. So, no. Oh, we haven't shoveled the coal in yet. Uh-huh. Okay, do I need to go closer? Go on the other side? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, wait, this one. Yeah, there we go.
Yay!
Did I not collect the coal? I didn't collect the coal.
That would probably help you.
Yay. Look at us go.
Yay!
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, good.
Excuse
June's
me.
awake.
Ah.
Yay.
Bloop. Bloop. Yay.
Bloop.
Yoink. Boop. Bloop.
Plop.
Bloop. Bloop. Blop. Bleep. Blop. Bloop. Blop.
Bloop.
Plop. Blip. Mine. Yeah. Okay, I got the things.
Hello.
Hooray. No. Nope. Here, yes. Boop. Blop. Okay. There, and there, and then. Yeah,
Huzzah.
Yeah.
nailed it. Look at that, we did it. We're so good.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
June. Yeah. Oh yes, the two Santas. Oh wow, ooh. New dialogue.
We didn't have parents. They bought it in an accident. Sorry, I had to reread that. Like, what? Excuse me. They bought it in an accident when we were still kids. So I had to be like her dad. And I meant that I bought her Christmas presents every year. On Christmas Eve, I'd leave the present next to her pillow. The next morning, she'd come running into my room with this big smile. Uh-oh, flashback? Who's gonna be Santa's?
Look! Santa left me a present. Santa got me that doll I really wanted. I'm so glad he got the letter I wrote.
I was the one who told her to write those letters. I'd say, write down something you want and mail it to Santa. The address I gave her was somewhere in the Northern Europe that doesn't exist. Anyway, she'd write the letter and stamp it and send it out. And a few days later, it'd show up back in our mailbox marked, address unknown. And the letter before she figured out they'd been sent back. Once I had the letter, I'd go to a couple of stores with some money I'd saved. Over the year, I'd buy her stuff. See, why would you bother sending it? Why wouldn't you just, like, say, oh, I'm gonna go mail it, and then just never mail it?
I mean, maybe it was the type of mailbox where you have to drop the outgoing into a thing, like an apartment or something.
Yeah.
And buy her stuff she asked for. Took a lot of saving, but I managed to buy her presents every year.
Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June looked down, uncomfortable. The wall next to him suddenly groaned. Either he hadn't heard the sound or didn't care. Santa kept talking.
But one year, her letter was different. She didn't write a list of toys she wanted or anything like that. Instead, it said,
I don't want any presents this year. Instead, I want to make you to make my wish come true. My wish is that we'll be happy like this for a really, really long time.
but I couldn't make that wish come true. Some Santa I am.
Santa looked sad. Junpei had never seen him look sad before.
Oh.
He wasn't sure he liked it. Junpei decided it was probably best not to ask Santa any more questions. But... what happened?
June.
June glanced up at Santa as quickly as she spoke. He answered, but only with an effort.
She died. She was killed. 9 years ago.
Of course it was 9 years ago. Ellipses.
Ellipses. There was nothing Junpei could say. His heart felt like a great lump of lead. June bit her lip and looked away. Her face was pale.
All right, let's go.
Santa stood up suddenly, his downcast demeanor gone. He shoved the picture back in his pocket and headed back up the stairs, taking them two at a time. Junpei and June looked at one another. There was nothing that they could think of to say.
Well, that was fucking depressing.
Oh.
Hey, what are you two doing? Let's get moving. Come on.
Meow. More shit.
Wow. You didn't see the cutscene.
Fight away. Okay, so first off, we need to find all those things.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Trading card.
Uh-huh.
These will be really valuable in 9 years.
Ah. You know what's funny?
Not me.
You're fine, hon. So recently, I showed you too. I got that CRT from my dad, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, shortly after I got that, my brother brought over some VHSs. He bought it at a local pawn store. And then on Tuesday, when I didn't go to work because I was espresso depresso, I was like, I'm gonna go out for breakfast, try to cheer myself up. Then like, Value Village opens soon. Maybe I'll find some electronics in there. So I went in there, didn't find anything in the electronics section because it's been barren for years. I was like, oh, maybe I'll find like a game or a piece of computer equipment. No. I went over to the VHS section, and they were selling VHSs for pretty cheap because nobody wants them, but they're all in really good condition. I picked up both the widescreen and full screen versions of Titanic.
Uh-huh.
I was there because they wanted $1 for them each. And I'm like, why did I buy both versions? I'm like, oh, well, I could watch one on one TV and one on the other or whatever. And then I'm like, God damn it, June. What I said to myself is, God damn it, June. Because I now own 2 copies of Titanic.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was the VTuber June, not June in the game. It's like,
now
what
you
did
have
she
a
do?
hyperfixation. Tell us all about the Titanic, Zero.
Please don't.
Let me watch both versions of it. It's only going to take me 10 hours. No, but I bought a bunch of other stuff on VHS too. I got a ton of James Bond movies on VHS.
Oh, nice.
From all the eras. Except for the one where the guy was only James Bond once. I know of that one. But I got some...
I know nothing about Bond.
I got some Sean Connery, some Roger Corman. I think it's Roger Corman.
That sounds right. Because
Pierce Brosnan.
saying-
The only ones I didn't get were the new guy because he didn't do any of them. Blu-ray was a thing when he did his movies. So,
oh yeah,
so I'd have to get special VHS versions from China or something.
pretty sure Casino Royale was one of the few movies I had on HD DVD,
Oh my god.
along with one of the Ocean's movies.
And apparently Sony is discontinuing Blu-ray. So, which is funny because they have a console that uses Blu-ray discs.
What?
Yeah, they're going to be discontinuing Blu-ray.
Sony, what the fuck?
So the last of the DVD's not gone away yet. Technically, DVD still exists, but it could go away at any time because Blu-ray is going away. So it hasn't. It's not going to happen yet, but it will be happening soon. Like Sony has announced that it's going to be happening. So
Crazy.
that's why I'm like
Save
even
your
more.
DVDs
I'm like,
and Blu-rays, folks.
that's why I'm even more like physical media because eventually
Yes.
these are going to be gone. And it's not just, and like the way I look at it is like, if I want a movie, there are means to get it, wink, wink. But my big thing is special features are going to go away.
Yeah.
And I want those. And I hope that eventually more streaming services take on what Disney Plus has done and make special features available to people who do streaming.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, that's just going to go away. And without special features, I wouldn't be here. Like, I literally taught myself video editing and, like, compositing and stuff from watching Star Wars behind-the-scenes stuff and Jurassic Park behind-the-scenes stuff.
Fucking cool.
Like, I didn't know how to do video editing. I taught myself. I'm like, oh, these guys are doing this and this. I can do this in my program by just figuring it out. I have no professional training like you do. I just figured this shit out. I was a very, very lonely child. So I had
feel that.
nothing but time and tools at my disposal. Like, the few friends I had went away to summer camp one year, I think when I was 12. And so that summer, I'm like, okay, I have a computer, finally. I'm going to teach myself how to animate in Flash. I'm going to teach myself how to edit video in Vegas. 6.0, I think, was the version at the time. There was no Pro. And I'm going to teach myself, how to make, like, make different kinds of videos and stuff like that. Didn't teach myself how to draw. That was the only thing I didn't teach myself how to do, which I should have done. And I wish I had done.
Same.
Because then I could draw my own porn and then porn for other people.
Right? It's so convenient.
I would
to be able to
draw
your
so
own
much
porn.
porn of us if I could draw. So much porn. Anyways.
Hell yeah.
But
so
yeah,
we got new dialogue.
Yeah, we got it. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the stream. I just kind of reminded me of that time that, like, I had nothing but time, and so I taught myself a skill. I don't even have time to teach myself how to edit in DaVinci Resolve.
I know. Time has just disappeared.
I wish I could just, like, get a computer with DaVinci Resolve, go back in time and give it to myself and be like, this is advanced technology. Don't let anyone know you have it, but you should learn this program. And then in, like, 24 years, it'll become useful. Okay, bye.
Yeah. So wait, this doesn't exist yet?
I think 12-year-old me would just be like, that was weird,
That
but
was
okay.
fucking weird.
Like, sick future tech.
And then my mom would be like, where'd you get that laptop? And I'd be like, from the future?
Internet.
From the future? And she'd be like, Future Shop? Because that still existed back then. I'd be like, yes. Oh, okay.
I mean, would the outlets in the house even be powerful enough to keep that thing charged?
Oh, no. They definitely would be.
Yeah. So you'd get it for like 6 or so, maybe 7 hours, and then you wouldn't be able to use it really.
I mean, it would still, you could still plug it into the wall. The wall sockets hadn't changed. Anyways, back to the game. I apologize for my side tangent.
Well, just then,
Everyone died.
Junpei heard a noise. He spun around just in time to see June collapse in front of the fence.
June, are you okay?
Ellipses. She did not respond.
Are we finally free?
Junpei spun back around to face Ace.
I'm sorry. I gotta go check on her. You do the boxing, all right? Hmm? Just put the cards in the boxes. I'm counting on you.
He shoved the cards into Ace's hands and ran off towards June.
Are you all right? What happened?
Junpei called out to her as he ran. As he arrived, June was climbing to her feet with Santa's help. Ah, I'm sorry. I'm fine.
Bullshit.
I just tripped.
Don't give me that. Now's not the time.
But it's true. I tripped over a box. Junpei put his palm on her forehead. Her temperature was much the same as it had been the last time he checked. She was hot, like she'd been before. Or she
Wasn't.
wasn't hot, like she'd been before, but she was still warm. Her fever wasn't completely gone.
We saw her fall. I think she really did just trip or something, you know?
Junpei would have been more willing to agree if June hadn't needed quite so much help standing up.
Still, to fall down like that. I think she's probably still a little messed up.
June was doing her best to busy herself brushing dust off her dress.
I mean, she was probably messed up before this nonary game, but yeah.
Her smile looked a little embarrassed, and her
If
face was
there-
a bit flushed.
If there is no text, this image right here would look very sus.
But she did look a great deal better than she had. Still,
All right. Well, let's get out of here as fast as we can so we can get you to a hospital.
oh, I don't think it's anything that serious. I just need a little more medicine and some sleep, and I'll be fine.
This is the third time this has happened.
Medicine. Medicine, huh? Well, if we could get her in touch with anyone outside, I bet Ace could swing for that. Could swing that for you, easy.
Ace? Oh, let's see.
Ace? Why?
Huh? Huh? Don't you know? He's the president of a pharmaceutical company. Cradle Pharmaceutical is the name, I think. Flagship product is an anesthetic drug called Soporil.
Soporil. Is that an actual drug? That sounds familiar.
Junpei couldn't shake the feeling that he'd heard about Soporil before. Santa continued.
Soporil.
Okay, yeah,
Was-
it is an actual drug.
Is this me?
Yep.
Soporil is an anesthetic. Did I say that right?
Anesthetic, yeah.
That is gaseous at room temperature, similar to nitrous oxide. It only takes a few seconds to spread, and even a small amount is very effective. For these reasons, it found widespread acceptance with police and military forces in numerous countries. It was an effective crowd suppressant and room clearer, and is practical, ethical, and humane. Developed 6 years prior, it was made from the extracts of several different roots. It became popular almost as soon as it was made public, with many governments placing large orders. Demand for Soporil skyrocketed. As it did, so did the... Okay.
Why do you know all this?
So did the stock. Okay.
Okay.
Santa's information was interesting, but Junpei couldn't help but feel a little suspicious. Santa's reply was blunt and simple.
I heard from the old man himself.
From Ace? When?
By the number 4 door at the central stairway. When we were searching the second class room. Remember how Snake 7 and you went to door 5? I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he ran his own company. After that, we just started talking, and I guess we just came up, you know?
Ellipses?
Are you worried about something?
Anesthetics. No, nothing.
As he spoke, Junpei looked over toward Ace. He seemed to be having difficulty with the 9 boxes.
What the hell is he doing?
He turned back to June and Santa.
June, don't post yourself, alright?
Yes.
Santa, could you take care of her?
Sure.
He gave them both a short nod, then turned and headed toward Ace.
What are you doing?
Ace's back was to him as Junpei approached. The older man turned around to look at him. His face was pale and covered in sweat.
What happened? Nothing. My vision has gotten rather blurry. I think perhaps because of fatigue. I can't see very well at this moment. What? Why can't you see well? These pictures.
Ace held the cards out to Junpei, splayed out in the shape of a fan.
I don't care to admit it, but I may be developing presbyopia. Growing old is a difficult thing.
He made the best
me about
attempt he could at a self-deprecating smile, but his face was flushed and his lips were pale and drawn.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
At any rate, I'll leave the rest to you. I'm feeling awfully tired, so if you don't mind, I'd like to rest for a bit.
He shoved the cards into Junpei's hands and walked quickly away. Junpei looked at him quizzically. How could simply looking at cards have tired him out?
I mean, you gotta remember the guy just put himself under like 30 minutes ago as well.
Hmm,
Or just woke up from putting himself under.
true.
Because remember he anesthetized himself or whatever it was?
I was trying to remember if he did it this round. I think he did.
Yeah, he did. He does that in every route, I'd imagine.
Junpei looked down at the cards in his hands. All of the pictures were quite clear and each person easily recognizable. Was Ace's vision truly so bad? But if it wasn't, what had made him so uncomfortable? That's when Junpei remembered what he'd heard from Lotus much earlier. Prosopagnosia. Put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces.
Just chuckling at.
This is a fucking twist. That
What?
I fucking... Ace has prosopagnosia.
Yeah?
That's a fucking huge twist.
Is it?
Yes.
How?
I have to notice some things on other playthroughs. Zero still out?
Yep.
I assume. Okay.
Okay, M. Night Shyamalan, explain why it's a twist.
Nope.
Then how's it a twist? We don't get it.
You will. In other words, my face would look the same as
So
Clover's.
why would
or
you
even
say it's a
yours.
twist if it's... Sky, you're making no sense.
It'd be a twist if we were paying enough attention for us to actually notice.
Yep.
And now I'm just kind of trying to review or recall what I can to see where it might hit. Maybe he's got prosopagnosia?
Junpei took another look at Ace. He sat at the base of the stairs looking quite depressed.
Hmm.
It was reasonable, of course, that he'd feel that way. If he really did have prosopagnosia, there was no doubt that it was a depressing and painful experience. Fucking true.
Yep.
Still, Junpei didn't feel like patting him on the shoulder and telling him everything would be alright would help that much.
It would not.
No. Still, Junpei felt perhaps it was best he kept Ace's condition to himself, at least for the time being.
Oh well.
Doing his best to clear his mind for the task at hand, he turned back towards the boxes. It was time to solve the puzzle of the 9 boxes. Look. Wow, crazy.
Wow, we
We're
did
really
that
good at
all by
that.
ourselves.
We're so good.
We're so fast.
Well, let's not be too fast. Let's enjoy it a
Okay.
little bit.
No, you gotta go fast, as Sonic says.
Okay. Sonic says stuff.
That if someone that you don't know gives you a hug or touches you inappropriately, that's no good.
no good.
What?
All right.
What Sonic says.
What? No way. You don't know that's no good?
No.
Holy shit.
Why would I?
That's like... I feel like that's quintessential Sonic meme.
I don't know a lot about Sonic.
It doesn't matter.
Matter!
But do you know about my original character, Blonick?
No.
Oh god, she doesn't know that one either, does she?
I'm linking it to you right now.
What?
There you go. Everyone in chat who
What?
hasn't seen it, there's the link.
Sonic says.
Oh, yes.
Oh god, that quality.
Oh, yes.
You. By the way, Sky, can you believe how batshit insane the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon was?
Yeah.
Fucking
Well, hang on.
crazy.
Yeah, no, I have never seen that.
Wow.
I don't know if I've seen
Yeah.
anything from that Sonic TV show in general.
You would have been.
Not born,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But the
I mean,
internet
I'm just
meme,
saying, like, even in
you would have been old enough
screenshots
for the
or-
internet meme.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen any memes from that.
It's what? Because there was 2 Sonic shows on at the same time. There was this one, and then there was
Sonic Sat AM, as they called it.
Sonic Sat AM, yeah.
Which was the one that was more of a story-driven one.
Right, which is... And they were on, like, back-to-back, too, so it was, like, tonal whiplash every
And-
time they showed it.
And then, years later, my favorite Sonic show, Sonic Underground, was the thing.
Oh, Sonic Underground, hell yeah.
I have the entire series on DVD. Sonic Underground, Sonic Underground. They made a vow their mother will be found. Sonic Underground. And
The
Julia White
90s
voiced
were-
all 3 of the hedgehogs. Sonic, Manic, and Sonia.
The 90s were an insane time to be alive.
Yeah, like the cartoons alone.
I only existed for 4 of those years, so I wouldn't know.
Sky, we're old.
Yes, this is known.
Get the walkers out for us. We're old women now.
Yay.
I mean,
Or-
Sky already has one. Or, well, not technically a walker, but a cane.
Oh,
do
well,
have a
I have a cane. I had to bust out my cane this weekend because right after the funeral, the same day as the funeral, was my brother's birthday party at a friend's place, and my feet were so sore from standing up so much that I had to bust my cane out that I got at Anime North. Did I ever tell you two about the cane?
No?
It's a dragon head cane that I bought when I was at the convention. And I didn't realize until I started walking with the cane, it started making like a shit rattling sound. I'm like, something's not right. And then I screwed it off and realized there was like a dagger in there. I was like, oh,
Shit.
I'm just going to put this back and hope nobody sees it. So yeah, I have a dagger cane and it has a dragon head on it. It's awesome.
Freaking sick.
It's awesome. But I can't bring
Fuck
it
this
with
up.
me because I'm pretty sure that customs will.
Yeah, customs
Say-
wouldn't like that.
That's a sword, and I'd be like, no, it's a dagger, and they'd be like, that's a sword, and I'd be like, okay,
It's a knife.
Dagger's also not allowed on
it's a
planes.
knife.
Knives are very not allowed.
And 7. Okay, and then
Do you think my
I'm
pocket
still
knife
trying to
isn't worth
think of
anything?
that ace thing that you said was a twist. I'm not. Nothing's immediately coming to mind.
The fact that he's partially blind, I guess. I don't know.
No,
he's got
prosopagnosia is
prosopagnosia.
face blind.
Oh, face blind. Oh, yeah. I'm the opposite. I remember faces, not names. And there's my roommate,
Alright.
who's car blind.
I mean, I'm not very good at cars either, but that's...
the other day we went to Walmart, and he had to pick up something real quick for my brother's birthday. And he called me. He's like, "Dude, where'd you go?" I'm like, "I'm still in the parking lot. I haven't moved." He's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Dude, I'm literally in the same spot near the cart return." And he's like, "Oh, you are?" And I'm like, "Dude." So I always play this game when I go to Walmart. I'm like, "Okay, Bill, which one's my car?" And I'd say maybe about half the time he gets it right. So he's getting better. It was worse when my car was gray. And he's like, "I don't know which one's your fucking car." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't either." Except I do. But with it being a red car now, it's easier to spot.
Why am I having such trouble with this?
I mean, when I have to get an Uber, I literally just Google the make of the car just so I can actually recognize it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I do
I'll
not know
punch it.
cars at all.
I'll type in the color too. I'll be like, red Hyundai Jaguar. I don't fucking know.
Hyundai Civic.
Hyundai Miata.
Hyundai.
I mean, if it's a Civic, it'd be a Honda, not a Hyundai.
Honda Civic.
I don't think any of those cars would sound
Hyundai.
right.
My mom used to have a green Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Well, no, I used to have a fucking Civic. I know it's a Honda.
Okay, I need to hit 1. So I'll do 8. 1, 2,
I don't know what you're
Okay.
doing, so I'm leaving this to you.
and then I need a 9. So
He's playing
Yeah.
Digital Roots.
I need a 9. So
Is it actual a math thing, or is that not a
Yes.
math thing?
It's very much a math thing.
Oh.
is it?
See, I have
I
no
mean, I'd
idea.
say it is.
I'll have to ask Bill if he knows what a digital root is. And then he'll give me a long explanation. I'll just be like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah."
Or 8? No.
I mean, 631 would be 1. Because that gets you 10. For 9. 18.
75309.
729.
So much.
729.
Fucking there we go. Oh my god.
But there's no 0, so that wouldn't have worked.
No.
Yes.
8675309.
Well, no, there's a 0. You're right next to us.
Ah.
Yeah, it's me.
You're also the mastermind behind this whole thing.
I would have gotten away with it too, other than the middle kids and the VTubers.
I hope there's no kids here.
I don't know. I just thought of something off the top of my head.
Yay. There we go.
'Cause,
Good job, team.
I
So,
contributed
let's play
slightly.
Elden Ring.
Yay.
Do you imagine if the updated versions of the original Metal Gear Solid could just look at your Steam installed games and pick one of those?
Oh my god. What do they do right now?
I don't know. I don't know what the Steam version actually does when you get to Psycho Mantis.
So, you like to play the Kevin of Andy and Lilo?
Oh no. Psycho Mantis, no.
You can see it in my.
You like me?
You can see it in my mind. Fuck. Oh, classic Ego Raptor. Oh yeah, block pushing puzzle.
Yay.
On every bad console compilation that you get at the 5 and below. I wonder if 5 and below actually has those, because I should get one of those next time I go by.
You're not gonna make it.
I'm not, no.
You got 3
Damn it.
moves. You got 0 moves.
Down. Okay. Up, right, right.
Up, down, left, right,
Hate you.
right, B, A, start. What? I'm sorry. You're just getting things into my brain today. It's like last night when I was sleeping.
Huh?
I can't talk about it on Twitch.
Okay.
There we go. Got it.
Yay!
Yay!
There it goes.
See, I knew you could do it with your sexy brain.
Here's my sexy writing things down from last time.
Oh.
Oh, did you just use my puzzle, my answer for it, or did you use the efficient one?
Official. I had it written down.
I said efficient.
Oh, efficient?
I thought you said
I ended
official
up
as
on
well, to
47.
be fair.
I guess I did the efficient one.
Because I know mine was a few pushes off for it.
Yeah.
Are we taking the gun this time?
Nope. No gun.
Aw.
We don't want that gun.
I want that gun.
Don't let Ace have that.
Babe, no.
I mean, there's an easy way to avoid Ace getting the gun.
Ah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. We're so good. Look at us go. Meow.
Human.
Oh shit, the 9 door. Oh my god, wow.
So many nines.
Wow. 9.
Why so many no's?
Because 0 likes 9s, I guess. I don't know. Not me, the other one.
I mean, I said no, because 9 in German is no.
It's not 9.
9. 9, and it's not that. Yeah.
Yes, and Clover is missing. Oh my god, wow. Oh, fuck.
This totally didn't happen last time.
Oh. I guess we're not gonna get murdered this time. Maybe. We already
Not
got
in the
through
same
6.
way, at least.
Yeah, well, Junpei and June ran to the large hospital room together. As quickly as they could, they searched around under the large beds and under the beds and the corners.
Right here.
No, she isn't.
Alright, just in case, we should go take a look in the shower room.
The shower room?
That's where her brother is. She might have gone to see him.
June bit her lip. She knew, as Junpei did, there was only one thing to see in the shower room, and then it wasn't pleasant.
Well, we might as well check, right?
There was a screwdriver stuck between the door and the frame. Junpei and June slipped through the door, moved down the hallway, and stepped into the shower room.
No luck.
Yeah, I don't think she's here. June's voice was faint, and she placed her hands over her mouth. Her face looked a little green. The stench in the room was almost unbearable. It had grown far more
You're gonna
unpleasant
throw
since
up.
their last visit. If Junpei
I mean,
had
yeah, I
eaten
probably
lunch,
would too.
he would have had difficulty retaining it. He wanted to leave the room as soon as possible, but he had to be sure. And the only way to be sure was to check the other side of the divider.
Wait here.
June offered no resistance and nodded weakly to Junpei as he headed around the divider. He stopped at the corner and turned his head. As he'd expected, Clover was nowhere to be seen. The only thing on the other side of the divider was a dead body, lying in a reddish-brown puddle of dry and drying blood. There were as many ways a man can die, but this... The skull was shattered, and the head little more than a pulpy mass of brain, bone, and viscera. The left arm was hideously twisted into a horrific alien shape, the bright white of the ulna shining through the remains of skin and muscle.
Huh?
I have a question.
Wait. Hold on. Can you bring that back up? I want to actually reread that myself.
While you're reading that, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The LLR on the wall, did we figure out what that's for?
No.
Okay.
We never actually did this as an escape room.
Okay.
Okay, you're
Not
good.
yet. Bright, white, ulna, bones. The pieces fell into place. Junpei remembered something Clover had told him in the laboratory.
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
That's not Snake. Is
Of
it?
course. It's not. Why hadn't he realized it earlier? Clover had told Junpei that Snake's left arm was prosthetic, but the left arm of the corpse behind the divider was quite clearly a real human arm, or at least a
Dun,
been
dun,
once.
dun.
That meant the corpse. Junpei and June headed back towards the large hospital room. They stepped through the door and out of the shower room. Down the hallway they went, searching for Clover in every corner. They had reached the stairs when 7 appeared, breathless and yelling.
Junpei, June, where were you guys?
He looked pale and his face was drawn. Something terrible had happened. Junpei's breath caught in his throat.
Did something happen?
7 drew a shaking hand across his face and gulped down a breath of air.
Clover's dead. I found her in the first class bathroom. Everybody looks kind of cut up about it.
I mean, yeah.
All sound ceased for Junpei. The world was all emptied. Was an empty, muffled expanse. Then he began to hear his own breathing.
Damn.
Ellipses.
June's mouth moved, but he heard nothing. She tried once more, and then her energy was gone, and she collapsed against the wall. He could have helped her, but he hadn't. Now she was dead. So he stood there, frozen in place. Clover. Clover, why? Why had this happened? He forced his body to move. Each step felt like another nail pounded into his heart. Finally, he was in front of her.
Damn, she's kind of thick,
knelt.
though.
He knelt and placed 3 fingers against Clover's neck. No pulse. No breath. But she was still warm and her eyes were closed peacefully. It would have been easy to think she was asleep. Easy, that is, were it not for the slowly expanding puddle of blood beneath her. He traced its source to her back, a gash just beneath her shoulder blade. Was the weapon a knife, perhaps? If it was a knife, the killer had taken it when they left. When he closed his eyes, he saw Clover's smile, her innocent smile, her energy. He would never see her smile again. He could have done something. He could have helped her. His stomach twisted itself into a sickening knot. Junpei lifted a limp June from the floor and carried her from the bathroom.
Are you alright?
It was a foolish question, and he knew it.
Yes, I think so.
Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she'd received were not likely to recede as quickly. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder, and they walked back to the bedroom.
You should get some rest.
He lowered June until she was sitting against the bed. She nodded once and stared at the floor. There were 4 others in the room. Ace, Lotus, Santa, and Seven. They all stared at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. After a while, they drifted into the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the center of it and looked around as their slumped figures gathered there.
Who was the first to find a body?
Me. Yeah.
Seven spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. Seven's hand was up.
Why'd you come to this room?
To look for Clover. Why else? I found her body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside. To the top of the stairs by the casino and yelled as loud as I could. Hey guys, I found her, but it's bad. In the bathroom in the first class cabin. Come quick! Oh, sorry, he's still yelling. Okay. I thought he was done yelling, sorry, or something like that. Then I went back to the bathroom. Ace, Santa, and Lotus showed up real soon after that. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something, because you didn't show. So I took off down the stairs to look for it. After that, I mean, you know, the rest, right?
Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask.
Seven, there's one more thing I'm worried about.
What's that?
When we finished all the puzzles in this room and got the door open, you stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frame, right? Why'd you do that?
Come on, didn't I already tell you that? I did it so that the door wouldn't lock. So we could come back to this room. Oh. You think I did it?
Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say, doesn't it?
Seven sighed and shook his head.
Follow me.
There were 2 doors standing next to one another. He opened the one on the right. Behind the door was a closet. Seven
the
stepped
safe.
inside. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured toward a small box. The box was a small metal cube. He looked at Junpei.
This is the reason. This safe. We couldn't open it when we were getting through this room. I figured there might be something pretty important in it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Besides, I figured eventually we might figure out what the numbers are for the safe. If we did, I didn't want to screw around with the door 5 again. So I put that plate in the exit door so we can get back in that way, sorry. You get it now?
Junpei nodded and looked at the safe. He grabbed the handle and shook it. Nothing happened. It was as locked as it had been when Seven found it. There was one change, however. Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder. Rust. Junpei stared at it for a moment. Had someone opened the safe, dislodging the rust? Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom. It was cold and quiet. No one spoke. They sat, frozen in place by shock and grief and fatigue. The room felt tiny and oppressive, and the thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. Junpei turned and headed for the living room. Anything to get out of there. Was there some other clue, perhaps? Anything that might lead him to whoever had stabbed Clover? He took his time and examined the room carefully. His eyes caught on the door. The door that led to the passageway of door number 5. Behind that door was the dead body of the 9th man.
Maybe I should have another look at it, just in case.
Quietly, he pushed open the door. The smell hit him like a blow to the face. His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air. Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violent froth. It was too much for him, and he vomited. A thin stream of yellow water and bile spattered onto the floor.
Ugh.
He wiped his mouth weakly and stared at the dead body. Chunks of torn flesh lay in an arc around the body. What remained of its intestines had slid out onto the floor. The pool of blood that framed it was half dry, but so thick that it had taken on a texture not unlike that of an egg yolk, prepared sunny side up. On the floor next to the broken mass of the man's head lay his glasses, cracks spidering across the lenses. The bloodstains near them had already dried like scabs on the floor. That was when he noticed.
It's gone. His bracelet. It's gone.
It had been there when Junpei had gone through door 5 before. He was sure of it. Right next to the glasses. But now... it was gone. The number 9 bracelet was gone. But why? Had someone taken it? He was turning it over and over in his mind when he heard Seven's voice.
Huh? Huh? Where'd Junpei go?
It had drifted out to him from the living room. Junpei walked slowly out of the hallway.
Oh, there you are. Were you looking for something in the hallway?
Seven looked up as Junpei entered the room.
Did you find something?
He thought for a moment before he responded.
No. Nothing.
Technically, it wasn't a lie. He hadn't found anything, in a way. In fact, that was the problem. Something he'd expected to find hadn't been there. The 9th man's bracelet.
What's up?
Well, I want you to take a look at something.
What is it?
Seven led Junpei back to the bathroom. As Clover's corpse came into view, he felt his heart flip and then fall to the bottom of his stomach. Something between a sigh and a groan escaped his lips.
What is it you wanted to show me?
His voice was hollow and empty.
I searched Clover's body again. I found this.
As he spoke, he moved around Clover's head, then knelt down and flipped open her right hand.
What?
She was holding a piece of paper.
I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Oh, excuse me. Well, I did borrow one thing.
He wasn't sure what that meant, but it likely didn't matter. The paper was more important. He picked it up and carefully opened it. There were 2 sentences written on it. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. And now, truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
What is this? What is this? Some kind of secret code?
Seven peered over Junpei's shoulder at the note. Junpei stepped away from Clover's body and into the living room. He began to pace, attempting to decode the note. First clue was likely the phrase sinister hand. Sinister hand means...
The right one or the left one? The left one? The left one?
I want to lean towards
The
the
right
left one because Snake's left hand was the prosthetic, but also because left-handedness used to be considered the sign of the devil as well.
You know what they say. Left for treasure, right for adventure.
Sinister was a term used in heraldry that meant to the left of the bearer of a coat of arms. The left hand. The left hand. What did the left hand mean? Junpei looked at his own left arm, at the bracelet on his wrist. Did the darkness of the sinister hand have something to do with the bracelet?
I
He
didn't
examined
even.
the bracelet closely. Huh?
I completely forgot the bracelet was on the left hand. I'm not going to lie.
There were 2 protrusions on either side of the face. The left and right sides of the face. Left and right. Left and right. Right and left. Truth is gone. Truth gone. It sounded funny. What did it mean? Truth gone. Maybe those two words.
Gone had
Truth and
gone had
justice.
truth, and gone had truth. Inog da No, backwards doesn't make sense unless we're reading the whole words backwards. Gone had truth and gone had truth. Gone had truth. And sinister, the of darkness, the and asleep is truth now. No, that doesn't make any sense. What else? Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. Truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. Who or what is truth in this case?
Truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand sounds like a fucking emo lyric. Truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Is there a correct answer to this?
Yes.
Well, I got nothing. Not a thought in this brain. Except thoughts. What?
You could take a guess. It's not going to hurt anything. Tell you what, I'll even...
What else could they mean? Because reading them backwards makes no sense, whether that's literal backwards or just reading whole words backwards.
Darkness, the in the sleep
Switching
is
them
truth
doesn't make
now.
sense.
Gone had truth and gone had truth and gone had truth.
Unless gone is a person and gone has possessed truth. But we don't know who gone would be either in that case.
He's a
Now
little
gone
bastard
is
person.
asleep. I just want to go with what else could they mean at this point as the answer I'm selecting. Because reading them backwards isn't making any sense, and switching them isn't clicking for anything. I don't know why reading it out loud wouldn't. Well, no, reading out loud might spark one of the others to chime in, maybe? How about reading it aloud?
Reading it aloud? Okay. How about reading out loud? Junpei said the words to himself quietly. Nothing. They sounded exactly as he expected they would. Time for a different idea.
How about switching them? If there's offering multiple chances, then yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
How about switching them? Gone had truth? It made no more sense than the initial riddle. Less even. Clearly, switching the words wasn't going to help.
Okay, at this point, read backwards, then.
How about reading them backwards? Gone in truth. Enoggin truth. They weren't even words. Junpei doubted they had anything to do with the riddle. It was a good try, though. Truth.
Gone.
Gone. Those two words. What else could gone in truth mean? Truth, of course, meant something that was correct. Something that was fact. In other words, something that was right. It would follow then that gone meant left. After all, someone left and they were gone. In this case, however, they clearly referred to their directional homonyms. So that means truth equals right, gone equals left.
Right head left, right head left, and right head left. Now right is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. That doesn't make sense either.
Junpei looked at the bracelet again, at the two protrusions on the left and right of the face. Junpei pressed them in the following order.
Right head left, right. left, right hand, left.
Jesus. Wait, left, left, right.
Why left, left, right?
Because that was what was on the wall. LLR.
Different puzzle.
Oh,
We haven't done that escape room yet.
okay, I'll be quiet then.
That's cool.
Thought it was smart for a second.
Well, this. Okay, so you just won the last. Great.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Blue. What? One after another, 8 numbers flashed on, then off on the face of Junpei's bracelet. He checked one more time to be sure. One 438 3421.
Huh? Huh? Hey, what are those numbers?
Junpei didn't answer. He couldn't answer. He had no idea what they were either. Besides, he was sure he would forget the numbers in the order they came in if he said anything. Muttering the numbers to himself over and over, Junpei headed toward the bedroom.
Save combo?
Before long, he found himself in front of the safe again. Its lock was the only device he could think of that required a sequence of numbers such as the ones he'd just discovered. Besides, someone had opened the safe at least once already. Had Clover come to the bedroom to open it? Junpei slowly dialed the numbers the bracelet had given him. 1 to the right, 4 to the left, 3 to the right, 8 to the left, 3 to the right, 4 to the left, 2 to the right, 1 to the
Okay.
left. Junpei heard the small telltale sign of a lock opening. He grabbed the handle, took a deep breath, and pulled it up. Inside was a piece of paper. It was roughly the same size as the one Clover had been holding. Junpei picked it up. This is what it said. Fact 1. The nonary game was played once before, 9 years ago. Fact 2. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. Fact 3. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceutical CEO,
So Ace.
Gintaro Hongo, Cradle Pharmaceutical Chief of Staff, Nikki Senjiki, Cradle Pharmaceutical R&D Supervisor, Teriyaki Kubota, and majority shareholder in Cradle Pharmaceutical, Kagechika.
Musashido.
Hi, Sab.
I must punish them. Hey, Seb.
I said,
I must punish them for the innocent lives they've sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent souls might be saved. I now state the truth. 0. Junpei left the closet. There were 5 people waiting for him in the bedroom.
They're Sab, they don't
Ace.
work. Like it says in the title of the stream.
What? Lotus? Santa 7? What?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, the Redeems.
Mm-hmm.
And June. He looked at each one of them in turn, then slowly placed his hands in the pockets of his vest.
sorry, but do you think you could all come with me? Come with you. I want all of you to go to the big hospital room.
Why?
There's something I want to be sure of.
What do you want to be sure of?
I want to know if the person I suspect is really the culprit.
Wait, then you're saying...
Yeah. I think I've got it figured out. I know who killed Snake and Clover.
The atmosphere in the room changed. Grief was suddenly gone, replaced by attention like a strap of leather stretched to its limit. 5 sets of eyes stared at Junpei. He pretended not to notice.
Anyway, if you could all please move to the big hospital room. I'll explain everything as soon as we get there.
I'm trying to understand the relationship with Snake and Clover.
They're siblings.
Right, I know that, but I mean, in terms of this, who was
Snake
number
was the
two?
one who survived an honorary game.
Who was the number 2 bracelet? Was it Snake?
Yeah,
Snake, yeah.
Snake Eyes.
Hmm.
Oh, the bell rang. They all heard it. It was the bell from the clock in the main staircase.
I don't hear no bell.
The bell rang 5 times, then ceased. Check the bell. It was 5 o'clock. They only had an hour left.
We don't have a lot of time left. Let's go.
Slowly, one by one, they followed Junpei out of the bedroom.
Actually, before we get started, I was hoping you could do something for me.
Junpei stopped in front of door 3 and turned around.
Ace, 7, and Lotus. Could you please place your palms on the red?
Huh?
Why? If we need to get to the shower room, why don't we just...
No, we're not going inside. Once you've authenticated, step away from the door.
Why?
Please, just do it. Or perhaps you don't want to know who killed Snake and Clover.
Junpei's implication was clear, and Seven understood perfectly.
Ugh. Fine.
What about you, Ace? Lotus? Very well.
Sure. Quickly, they pressed their palms onto the red. Once they had finished, they stepped away from the door, just as Junpei had instructed. 3 asterisks shone from the red's display panel. Junpei approached it and held his bracelet over the scanner. He made quite sure he didn't place his palm on it, and instead only brought his bracelet near it. The 4th asterisk appeared. Just as Junpei had expected. It was possible to authenticate without placing one's palm on the red, so long as the bracelet was brought near it. Junpei pulled the lever down.
But wait, don't they have to run through there?
No, if
No,
they go
only-
through it, then it activates the bomb, and then they have to find the dead. If they
Right.
don't, it doesn't activate the bomb.
9 long seconds passed. And the door shut, unfed. Junpei walked slowly back to the others, who were waiting some distance from the door, talking to one another. Santa and June had joined them as well. It looked as though they hadn't found a chance to break into the conversation yet. As Junpei approached, they turned to look at him, curiosity plain on their faces. Before long, the other 3 did as well. Clearly, they were all expecting some answers.
Thanks. I appreciate your cooperation.
Clearly, they'd hoped for something more forthcoming. He continued.
By the way, Ace, would you mind if I asked you something? What is it? Do you know who I am? What? What kind of question? Just answer it, please.
このディオだ!
Who am I? You're Junpei. Of course, who else would you be? Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. What?
Ace's voice was full of surprise, but it was also tinged with confusion and fear. Everyone else looked nearly as surprised. Santa looked especially shocked to discover he was actually someone else. If he
What?
spoke, however, the trap would be exposed. Junpei quickly continued.
The clothes I'm wearing I borrowed from Junpei. And the clothes he's wearing are mine. We had a little swap. That's ridiculous. Impossible. So you're saying I'm not Santa? Of course you are. Why? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa? If you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 3 is 19. 1 plus 9 would be 10. The digital root would be 1. The 4 of us just opened door 3. You can't possibly be Santa, your bracelet number isn't 3. It's 5. Right?
Only then, when it was too late, did Ace realize his mistake. He set his jaw and glared at Junpei.
You're exactly right. My bracelet number is 5.
As he spoke, Junpei lifted his wrist up to show everyone the bright red 5 on his wrist.
Sorry, Ace. I tricked you. Of course, I'm not really Santa. I'm Junpei. Who could possibly think it was? It's obvious I'm not. To think I was ridiculous. But I guess you couldn't just see how obvious it was. I asked you before, didn't I? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa? And you answered, if you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. Most people wouldn't say something like that. As their justification for why I'm not Santa, I mean. The first thing that would come to anyone else's mind wouldn't be the bracelet number. There would only be one thing they'd say. One sentence. You don't have his face. Ace, you have prosopagnosia. Am I right?
Junpei's voice was quiet and calm. He knew the truth. So did Ace. He could hear a sudden buzz of conversation from the others. Prosopagnosia? What's that? He heard Lotus begin to explain it to them. Ace glanced at them and then turned back towards Junpei and sighed.
Very well. I confess. I have prosopagnosia. I cannot differentiate human faces. Is that what this is about? You want to mock me for my disorder? No, not at all. I'm not making fun of you at all. In fact, I feel kind of bad for you. No, the reason I brought this up is that there's an excellent chance the person who killed Snake has prosopagnosia.
Ace's face tightened. His eyes narrowed.
What do you mean?
Junpei leaned casually against the iron piping of one of the beds.
I'll just come right out with it. I think it was you, Ace. You killed him.
Junpei was suddenly very aware of 5 pairs of eyes on him. He had their undivided attention now. The room had grown very, very quiet. Junpei took a deep breath.
That's ridiculous. What possible evidence do you... I have 3 pieces of evidence. But first, think back to a few hours ago. You made us argue over the 3 doors here in the big hospital room. There was no way all 7 people could go through them. Lotus suggested that we sacrifice one of us.
Lotus looked away awkwardly. Junpei glanced at her and continued.
Then you, Ace, said, I'll stay here. Why would you say something like that? It's pretty simple, really. You didn't want us to see the dead body in the shower room. See, if Ace stayed behind, there was only 2 doors the rest of us could go. Door 7 and 8. There was no way we could get through door 3 with the shower room. You knew that, didn't you, Ace? That's why you volunteered to stay behind. Come on now, I think that's going a bit far. I can understand if you're jealous of my bravery, but... Please don't devalue my actions. I only wanted to save the rest of you. Surely you can understand altruism. Altruism, huh?
Junpei stared off into the darkness at something very interesting, and lazily began to dig a persistent bit of wax out of his ear.
You already knew, didn't you? You knew that whichever door we took eventually we'd end up back in the big hospital room. What on earth are you saying? Of course I didn't know that. How could I have? Really? Yes, yes.
Bleeding was not something they'd heard from Ace before. Junpei pulled the piece of wax from his ear, glanced at it, and flicked it off into the darkness.
Ah, well, that's cool. I've still got 2 more pieces of evidence that say you're the killer. The second is that, as I said earlier, you have prosopagnosia. Then you mean to imply that a person who can't distinguish human faces must be a bad person. Junpei, they call that prejudice. No. I'm not that stupid. Then why? Well, before I explain, I suppose there's something I should tell you. The corpse in the shower room. It's not Snake's. What? What?
Ace's face went pale. The others looked confused as well. If the body wasn't Snake's...
I didn't put it together right away, but there was something Clover told me. She said the Snake's left arm was prosthetic. He'd lost his real arm in an accident. But the body we saw in the shower room, let's call him Guy X. Guy X's left arm was definitely flesh and blood. In other words, Guy X couldn't possibly have been Snake. Oh god. No, that's impossible.
Ace had started muttering deliriously to himself, shaking his head back and forth. Junpei was long past caring.
Let's say, hypothetically, that the killer didn't have prosopagnosia. If that were the case, he would immediately realize that Guy X wasn't Snake. Even if the clothes were the same as Snake's, their faces would be completely different. It would have been obvious they were different people. And yet, they still killed him. Why? Why would they kill a stranger who'd only just shown up? On the other hand, if the killer did have prosopagnosia, it makes sense. They thought Guy X was Snake and killed him. Wait, just a moment. Let's say you're right and I mistook Guy X for Snake. Even if I did, I would have had no motive to kill him. Why would I want to kill Snake? I can think of at least 2 motives. 1, Snake knew about your past. If he ever revealed what he knew, that would have been really bad for you. You really didn't want that to happen. So, to make sure Snake's mouth stayed shut, killed him. 2, Snake had a grudge against you. You knew that, or at least you could have easily assumed he did. Even without exposing your identity, he was a threat to you. You never knew when you might be attacked. Couldn't ever let your guard down. Every moment was a moment he might try to get revenge. You didn't want that kind of danger hanging over you, so you...
Hey, hold on a minute.
For the first time since the beginning of Junpei's explanation, someone besides Ace spoke.
What's the past that Ace wouldn't want us to know? Why did Snake have a grudge against him?
Look at this.
He handed Santa a small piece of paper. Santa squinted at the paper and began to read.
The Nonary game was played once before 9 years ago. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceutical CEO, Gentaro Hongo. What? Is this?
What is this?
Slowly, Santa looked up from the paper. His eyes met Junpei's.
It's the message from Zero. It was in the safe in the first class cabin.
Then suddenly,
Give me a break.
Ace's face was red and shaking and his voice full of fury tinged with desperation.
That paper is a lie. Someone is trying to frame me. Me. You said me, right?
Junpei's eyes narrowed, the trap began to close. Ace inhaled sharply, his eyes flicked off of Junpei to something, anything else.
Wouldn't that mean that you're admitting that you're Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical? Or am I mistaken?
It was as though a switch had been flipped. Color drained from Ace's face, and he realized what he'd done. His eyes went wide.
Very well, I admit that much. I'm certainly the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical, Gentaro Hongo. So what if I am? I don't know anything about this honor game that supposedly took place 9 years ago. Everything on that scrap of paper is bullshit. Someone is trying to set me up, you see. First of all,
Ace stammered as he tried desperately to work himself to a more tenable position.
Junpei, you're claiming I did all of this by myself. Think that over, alright? How could I have killed Snake all by myself? Not Snake. It was Guy X. I don't care who it was. You said the killer put this other man into door 3, right? Yeah, maybe. Then I couldn't possibly have done that alone. I couldn't have opened door 3 with only myself and Guy X. Nope, you could have.
Yes.
What? What? What?
Ace's face was tight and his teeth were clenched. Junpei fixed him with a level stare. The trap was about to close.
Actually, Ace, when you were unconscious, I took something from you. Remember when you were injected with that anesthetic and fell asleep in the big hospital room? Yeah, back then. I took this.
Junpei put his hand into his pocket.
No, you couldn't have.
Ace's right hand moved. Junpei smiled.
I got you, Ace. Your right hand there tells me all I need to know. You want to tell me what you were so worried about? What's in your pocket? It's the number 9 bracelet, isn't it? Ace, Guy X, and the 9th man's bracelet. That was all you needed to open the door 3.
Matt.
That's how you killed Guy X all by yourself, Face. All you needed was the number 9 bracelet in your chest pocket.
Ace lowered his hand from where it had stopped, halfway to his pocket. He looked down at the floor, his face hidden from Junpei. All he could see was the corner of Ace's mouth twitching like a dying fish.
You want to play innocent? That's fine by me. Go ahead. Tell me I don't have the bracelet, if that's what you want to do. But if you could take off your coat and hand it to me, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll have to take it from you by force. Right, 7?
Yeah. It'd be my pleasure, cracks Knuckles. How did I know that was going to happen? How did I know that was going to happen? That's
As
amazing.
something 7 would absolutely have done.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Why are we all laughing? Ace roared with laughter. He threw his arms wide and his head back and laughed, filling the room with a sound that scarcely belonged there. Then it stopped. His arms came down and his head drooped to look straight ahead at Junpei. His face was flat and cold, devoid of any emotion.
Well done, Junpei. As you so correctly deduced, I have the number 9 bracelet. I retrieved it while we were searching for the missing hardware for the red. I left the room I was supposed to search and headed to the first-class cabin on B deck.
His voice showed no emotion, no sense of remorse or interest. It was almost bored, as though he were reciting an especially dull corporate letter.
My purpose was to obtain the number 9 bracelet. 9 is a potential potent ally in the nonary game. Adding 9 to any set of numbers will alter the digital root.
Math. Ellipses.
As you can see, 9 is a very useful number here. With it, one can go anywhere with anyone. So I made for the first class cabin to obtain it.
Ace successfully acquired the number 9 bracelet. He also found an unexpected bonus, the knife the 9th man had been holding. He slipped both of them into his chest pocket and left as quickly as he'd come. He walked down the stairs and headed back to where he was supposed to be. That was when he met Guy X and mistook him for Snake. Snake was on his way to the large hospital room and had not noticed Ace behind him. Ace made sure it stayed that way. He followed the man wearing Snake's clothes to door 3. When the man stopped, he walked up behind him quietly and called out, "Snake." The man turned to look at Ace. He said nothing. No words came out of his half-open mouth. He seemed dazed somehow, almost like a man half asleep. Perhaps he had been drugged. It didn't matter to Ace. Ace was certain the man was Snake. He knew Snake had been part of the Nonary game 9 years before. Snake hadn't recognized Ace immediately, but he was blind. That much made sense. Why then hadn't Snake said anything to him? Surely he hadn't forgotten what had happened to him in the Nonary game, but not once had he attempted to confront Ace. Perhaps his lack of sight had prevented him from recognizing Ace, or perhaps Snake had conspired with Zero to deceive Ace. In either event, he was a threat, and it was better to deal with him sooner rather than later. Ace's mind was made up. He moved. He held the number 9 bracelet over the red. He waved his own bracelet in front of the red and finally grabbed Snake's arm and shoved his hand against the scanner panel. The door opened. Ace threw the man through it. 9 seconds later, the door shut. "81 seconds passed. The man inside the door had passed away.
After that, I returned to my post as though nothing had happened. After conducting my own research, I returned to the large hospital room when the 1 a.m. bell rang.
His eyes were cold, and his cheeks were hollow and pallid. When he spoke, only his lips and tongue moved. The rest of his face was eerily still. Junpei glared at Ace. He took a deep breath and thought about the next question he had to ask. He didn't want to. He knew what the answer would be. He just didn't want to hear it. Junpei swallowed, then spoke.
Ace. Did you kill Clover? Yes. Why? Why did you kill her? She was Snake's sister. It was possible he had told her something dangerous. Additionally, she had gone through door 1. It seemed likely she might have found it. Found what? Why don't you go through door 1 yourself? Perhaps it's hidden somewhere.
Seven and Lotus interrupted.
Yeah, but Lotus and I went through door 1 too.
We didn't see anything suspicious?
Yes, I thought as much after I heard your report at the central stairs. I doubt that the two of you could find it.
Well,
Huh?
But perhaps Clover was different. Perhaps she had found it. I was, therefore, desperate to find her. And at last I did, in the first class cabin. I spoke very calmly. Did you see it?
See what?
Don't act as if you don't understand. You were in the captain's quarters, weren't you?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Very well. By the way, what are you doing here, Clover?
What? Nothing.
There's blood on your shoes. It looks fresh. Did you go take a look at the night man's corpse? I see. Your son suggests that you noticed you saw something, didn't you? You saw that his bracelet was gone.
Clover ran. She made for the exit, but Ace stood in her way.
You aren't going anywhere.
He caught her by the collar as she passed, threw her to the floor. Hard. She leapt back up and darted past him into the hallway. Ace followed at a run. He was faster.
That was how I killed Clover.
His face hadn't changed. If he felt guilt, remorse, or anything one might feel after taking the life of another human being, it didn't show.
Son of a bitch.
Seven's whole body trembled with rage and his voice rumbled with hate. Santa's eyes were bloodthirsty and Lotus and June's faces were distorted by anger and hatred. Ace looked at them and smiled. It was a cold, cruel thing with no humor in it. He shook his head and sighed.
I admit it. I've lost. I have lost completely and utterly. But don't misunderstand, Junpei. I didn't lose to you. I lost to Zero, not you.
I helped.
I'm rather disgusted with myself for falling into such a simple trap. And it was a trap, make no mistake. I was trapped and manipulated by Zero. The man I killed in the shower room. If he wasn't Snake, then I have no idea who he was. But he was wearing Snake's clothes, and that was no coincidence. He'd also been injected with something that reduced his cognition and prevented him from identifying himself or resisting me. And we can't forget the components that were removed from the bread before we arrived. I have no doubt that Zero planned all of this. Zero made sure I would kill that man. It follows, of course, that Zero knew everything I would do. That I would try to take the number 9 bracelet. That I would try to kill Snake. Everything.
Suddenly, Junpei remembered the paper he'd found in the safe. He remembered the last words Zero had written on it. I must punish them. Oh.
For the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent soul might be saved. I now state the truth.
And he remembered other words, words he'd heard from Clover.
I think Zero is one of us.
One by one, Junpei looked at the 5 people standing in front of him. Ace, Santa, June, Seven, Lotus. Zero is one of us. No, Junpei paused. There was one more person. Snake. It was clear now that the man who died in the shower room was not Snake. That meant that Snake was almost certainly still alive. Perhaps Snake was Zero. Perhaps Snake had made Guy X wear his clothes so that he would appear to be dead. Where was Snake now? Perhaps he was somewhere laughing at them. If he was Zero, surely he had lied about many other things. Was he watching them? Oh shit, sorry, I mean, was he...
What?
He's blind.
Oh. Well, I believe I've finished with my confession. Why don't we get moving?
He sounded as if he'd just finished doing nothing more exciting than describing the weather. For Santa, it was the last straw.
What the hell is this shit? You're not going anywhere, you son of a bitch. We're gonna leave your ass here to rot.
Why? Because I killed Clover. That's ridiculous. Why are you so upset that I killed the little bitch? She was nothing to you. A stranger you only met a few hours ago. Am I wrong?
You bastard!
Seven roared and lifted a fist that would likely have shattered Ace's jaw. But someone else was faster. It was Lotus. She stepped toward Ace, raised a fist of her own, and drove it straight into his nose.
Ooh. You've got some fire, don't you? I confess, I rather like a tough woman.
Does anyone have that gun? He sniffed and wiped a small trickle of blood from his nose with a raised eyebrow. Well, maybe you'd like another one then.
Before that, let me give you one of my own.
Huh? Lotus scarcely had time to blink. Ace snaked his arms around her and pulled Lotus's back against him. In the same motion, he reached into his coat pocket. It was a gun.
Oh.
The revolver. Almost lazily, he tilted it to point at Lotus's head.
If any of you so much as blink, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger. I've already killed 3 people. 3? 3? Guy, Axe, and Clover. Who's the third?
Three people? What do you mean?
Very well. Let me take this opportunity to illuminate you. The person who killed the 9th man was me.
That's what I thought.
Although I suppose to be more accurate, I encouraged him to get himself killed. While we were examining the main staircase, he came to me and told me his name. I recognized it at once, so I gave him a little push. Just a little white lie.
It seems the settings for the dead were altered. Now it only requires a single person to deactivate the detonator on the bracelet. Investigate what's beyond door 5. We'll meet again later.
Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then. Shit, why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied! Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Ah! Oh my god, there's no time left! Listen! I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him! Yeah!
That would have been the perfect time to mention who.
Mm-hmm. Sure would.
I had 4 reasons for killing him. As I said before, the non-air game and the number 9 bracelet is of utmost importance. If I'd allowed him to keep such a useful tool, he, or it, would have become a threat to me. As such, I decided that he should be eliminated early on.
2.
I wanted the number 9 bracelet. If I could manage to obtain it, I would be able to manipulate the game as I see fit. I would be unable to acquire the bracelet unless its owner was dead.
3.
Even setting aside his number, he would have been nothing but trouble for me. He was aware of my past. He knew what happened here 9 years ago. It was important that I eliminated him before he was able to disseminate this information.
4.
Lastly, I wish to conduct a simple test. A test to see if this non-air game was serious or a poor attempt at a joke. I needed to be quite sure. As such, I encouraged him to act against the rules so that he might observe the outcome.
Junpei glared at him.
I don't get your third motive. What the hell happened 9 years ago? Didn't I say? The non-air game was played. I planned it out, and I conducted its execution. Why? What on earth was it supposed to do? I don't really think I have any obligation to tell you that.
Ace smirked. He was trying to provoke them, and it was working. Although Ace had paid very little attention to Lotus after catching her, the gun had never wavered from her temple. She looked quite pale, and when she spoke, her voice shook. Hey, what's with this gun? Where did he get this?
Why don't you tell her, Santa?
Santa ground his teeth and glared at Ace.
On the other side of door 6. We found the gun in the coffin in the cargo room. Right? Bastard must have grabbed him when we weren't looking.
Indeed I did. That was a pretty serious mistake, you know. Just saying you intended to leave it behind.
Ace laughed, a short, derisive snort, and gave Junpei a sickeningly pitying look.
How much longer is this? Because we're like almost 30 minutes over time.
Yeah, I know, not much longer.
Okay.
Well, there isn't much time left.
Thank you for confirming, Ace.
I'll be off then.
Where are you going?
Do I really need to explain? I'd assume that would be obvious. I have the number 9 bracelet, and now I have Lotus.
Math.
Wasn't there a door with a 9 on it in the room that looked like a church? That's where you're going, isn't it?
How do you know that?
Santa told me about it when we were looking for Clover.
I see. Well, you're correct. That is my destination. And now I must say goodbye to all of you. And please, don't forget my warning. Move, and I'll pull the trigger. I don't need her alive to open the door, you know.
As he spoke, Ace began backing towards the door, practically dragging Lotus behind him. Junpei, Santa, June, and Seven stood frozen. Ace had the face of a man gone mad. They had no doubt he would pull the trigger. Ace had reached the exit. He had forced Lotus to open it, then turn and address them once more.
Goodbye.
Then he stepped through the door.
His back collided with snakes.
It fell shut. In the blink of an eye, they were gone. As soon as Ace and Lotus were gone, Junpei and the others leapt for the door in pursuit of Ace. But as Junpei had laid his hand on the doorknob, there was a noise behind him. He looked over his shoulder. June was kneeling on the floor, breathing heavily.
Hey! June, what happened? Are you alright?
Santa ran to June and wrapped his arm around her before she could collapse all the way.
Jesus, you're burning up. Your fever's back. Are you okay?
June's fever had returned again for no apparent reason. Her eyes were watery and her eyelids drooped. Her breath came in dry, shallow gasps. It's okay. Really, I'm fine. You should
Bullshit.
be worrying about Lotus. She was breathing hard now, and she could barely summon the strength to talk. Junpei was torn. He couldn't leave June alone in the state she was in. But every moment they waited, Ace was further away, Lotus's life in his hands. What was Junpei supposed to do? June's eyes drifted to Junpei's. She managed to muster a weak smile. Jumpy, don't worry about me. I just need a little rest. I'll be fine. Don't you remember? I just needed to rest a little bit last time. So please save Lotus.
Think about what Ace has already done, Junpei. When he's got what he needs from Lotus, you really think he's gonna let her just walk away?
Damn it.
You guys go on ahead. As soon as June starts feeling better, we'll follow you. Go!
Junpei looked at June. She nodded once. She couldn't manage much more. But it was all the confirmation Junpei needed. His resolve was set.
Alright. Come on, 7. We're going after Ace.
Hell yeah.
Santa, you take good care of June. I'm trusting you.
Santa nodded. Junpei
Nod.
turned before he had a chance to change his mind and started running towards the door. He could hear Seven's heavy footsteps behind him.
Let's go.
Junpei and Seven exploded into the hallway, their feet pounding the metal floor as they ran.
What are they gonna do? He still has a gun.
I mean, he's still an old man as well.
Dang.
And before you lied about going to door 9.
Lots of panting. Junpei and Seven had finally arrived at the church, exhausted and out of breath. As their lungs struggled to catch their breath, their eyes frantically scanned the room. No sign of Ace or Lotus.
You think they already went through?
He reached up to wipe a palm full of sweat from his brow.
Maybe.
Even as he spoke, Junpei was already on his way to the larger of the number 9 doors. He looked at the red. The display panel read vacant. He spun around and headed towards the smaller door. The red would tell him if Ace and Lotus had moved to another room.
Engaged. It's occupied.
That means Ace and Lotus went through here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Junpei and Seven stepped away from the door. They retreated to the center of the room and began to talk.
What do we do now?
Yeah, what should we do? Well, the big door is still vacant, but...
Two of us can't do anything with it.
Yeah, first of all, our digital route is not 9.
Just then, as they were pondering what to do next, there was a noise. A noise like someone hitting thick wooden panel. Junpei looked up, surprised. Seven followed suit, his eyes jumping around the room looking for the source of the sound. It wasn't long before they found the altar. Or more precisely, what was on it. The coffin. Oh, that was you, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's open it.
How?
By force!
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, you never know till you try, right? The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Who said that?
I did. Anyway, we've got to try.
Junpei and Seven leapt at the coffin. They grabbed hold of what purchase they could find and pulled.
Damn it!
See, did I tell you? Pull it open. Why would it have something like that?
Seven pointed at a keypad on the side of the coffin.
Right, so unless I put in the right passcode, it's not going to open.
The noise hadn't stopped. In fact, as it continued, it had only gotten louder and more forceful. What were they supposed to do, Junpei wondered. Was there some sort of clue somewhere?
Oh,
Look at that
shit.
FMV.
CG.
They stood there for a few moments, staring at the coffin, and then Seven spoke.
Hey, Junpei. I remember you mumbling about some weird numbers over by the bathroom near the first. Class cabin. You got those numbers solved in the secret message Clover's holding, right? Truth had gone or something like that?
Yeah, that's right. What about it?
Oh, maybe that's numbers the passcode for this thing, too.
Well, that's impossible. Those numbers were the code to unlock that safe.
Yeah, but the person who set up the safe in the coffin is the same person, right? Zero set up both of these.
Yeah, probably.
Well, then they might have set the same passcode for both of them.
Ridiculous.
Why don't you just try it? I mean, it's not like you make things any worse.
It'd just be a waste of time. There's no way to know they're the same. There's no way they're the same number.
How do you know that? You never know until you try. Even sense of success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Son of a bitch, you got me. Who said that?
You.
Damn right. Ugh. Fine.
He knelt down in front of the keypad and looked at it. Perhaps because he'd repeated them so many times before, the numbers came easily to Junpei's mind.
Couldn't be me.
1438341.
Because I can't remember that many numbers in a succession.
Quickly, he typed them in. I guess he could just poke the thing on his watch again.
Yeah.
He checked that he'd entered the right numbers, took a deep breath, and pressed the E button. It only took a moment. Son of a bitch.
What? You've got to be kidding me.
There was a click,
Hi, Snake.
and with a heavy clunk, the lid of the coffin slid off onto
So
the floor.
you used the same thing I did.
Someone sat up from inside.
Snake.
You, what?
Snake? Snake? Snake!
Oh, those voices. A good nap. Junpei and 7, unless I'm mistaken. Where are the others? Are they elsewhere? Of course, there was no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. Junpei and 7 looked at one another. There was a great deal he needed to know, but... They had to tell him something, however, so they began to talk. Snake explained to them how he came to be locked in the coffin. Apparently he had been hit with some sort of knockout gas, and Junpei and 7 explained what had happened to the rest of them. There was one thing, however, that neither 7 nor Junpei could bring themselves to say. That Ace had killed Clover. They feared that if Snake knew, he might well go insane. They decided as much by the look the moment Snake had climbed out of the coffin. Snake's story explained frustratingly little. Zero's true identity was a mystery, as were his intentions. Why had Zero put Guy X in Snake's clothes?